Hi, my name is Richard Bromwell and I'm here today to talk to you about our auction coming on Friday, the 21st of October 2016. We've got well over 1,000 lots in the sale. We have a huge variety of ceramics, pictures, books, furniture, works of art, and also a special sporting sale which my colleague George Holtby is going to be talking about on a separate little video. So in the sale, as usual, thousands of items in over 1,000 lots. Just talk about some of the pictures to begin with. We've got two lovely watercolour drawings here. Now these are by a chap called Sir William Russell Flint, and he's most famous for painting these sort of Spanish beauties, normally very topless. And these are quite discreet really, because the ladies have their backs to us. Needless to say, when you get more of a sort of a bit of frontal action, the price actually goes up. So these have been in the family since the early 1960s. This one was exhibited at the Royal Academy. They both ended up coming from the Fine Art Society, and they're both estimated in the auction on the Friday the 21st between £6,000 and £8,000. So lovely watercolours, very, very delicate, but as I say, usually the more front action you get, the price goes up. So you've got lots of ceramics up here, and again this is another picture which is one of my favourites here by William Shea, and it's kind of quite reminiscent of Pole Dart really, only they're not really smuggling anything, they're just landing the catch, and you've got fish, you've got fisher folk, you've got people, boats and everything, and this is quite a large oil painting really, and it's a lovely original gilt gesso frame. A picture like this probably between sort of £1,500, £2,500. It came from a client just the other side of Dorchester, who's just having a bit of a change around really, going modern. Sort of picture like this, very traditional, and probably 20 years ago would have been worth a lot more money, but where it is today, between £1,500 and £2,500. So coming up through here, we've got Chinese ceramics, we've got English ceramics, we've got Dalton, we've got meat plates, we've got crested china, loads of books, and from a house we cleared, a lovely little country house, which I'm going to show you some of the furniture later on. We've got a lovely collection of magic, conjuring and card books, card tricks. Here we go. And it's a really fascinating subject. Years ago I specialised in books for a few years, and it's as a subject matter you just don't come across it very often, and we've got in here, I think this is fantastic, we've got some periodicals here. I mean, Abracadabra, what a fantastic name for some periodicals. We've got the Magic Wand, we've got the Wizard, you know, a lovely collection of books, and I think that's probably going to do maybe £1,000 in total, but a really unusual and interesting subject, quite rare to see. Sort of thing Dynamo Magician would have been brought up on possibly. So through here, more pictures and books and teddies, and again down through here's a sporting section, which I know George is going to be speaking to you about a little later on. Down here, I mean, who wouldn't want one of these? You know, a ship's bronze porthole. It's the sort of thing that I think people buy, but I don't know what someone's going to do with it. It's estimated probably between sort of £80 and £100. And old happy chappy here, he's a bit of a miserable so-and-so actually, isn't he, if you look at him. He's a carved marble bust here of a Roman chap, a little bit, you know, quite sort of frowning. My kids say I frown too much, and there's a nice carved marble bust, probably between sort of £500 and £700. That's sort of late Victorian revival of the Grand Tour. So down through here we've got more pictures, dogs, which again George will talk to you about. This is all George's sporting sales coming down through here. But through in the main zone we've got probably another sort of 800 lots or so. Naomi Graben, one of our associate directors, she's a complete fanatic on Bezic, and she's got hundreds of pieces of Bezic. We've got figures, we've got birds, we've got cattle, we've got horses, we've got figures on horses. We have these large ones up here, these are called fireside animals here, more figures, and starting to lose the plot now. When we talk about our business, we talk about condition, and this poor little horse, and here's Dobbo's little, there's the rest of Dobbo. Now this isn't the sort of thing that we have damaged. We were clearing a house over in Martock, and this was actually put away in a cupboard. Usually a horse like this will not have much value, but this is what they call the Rocking Horse Grey, and you can see all the lovely dappling on it there. And as a result, someone will restore this, and this will probably do, even in this condition, probably £200 to £300. So it certainly needs a trip to the vets, that one, but someone will do something with that. Then more figures and bits and pieces, and furniture. As usual, we've got lots of furniture. We've got Georgian chest on chest. We've got lovely, just down here on my right, we've got lovely 17th century oak dresser, beautiful colour, love those pear drop handles on it. We have cabinets, stools, jardinières, vitrines, some more birds, which again George will probably talk to you about in a minute. But up here, this is the sort of thing which can easily be overlooked. Now, at a glance, this is basically what you call a pretty tired, pre-loved settee. It's needing some work. If you look down here at the casters, obviously very sort of 1960s casters, but when you strip back the loose cover that was on it, you've got all this lovely ticking on it here, and you can see this H&S, that stands for Howd & Sons. Now, Howd & Sons was the kind of firm that would furnish Downton Abbey, the finest quality country house furniture, and even though it's in this condition, which to be honest is pretty poor, you're looking probably £1,000 to £2,000. This is the exception to the rule, and certainly the sort of thing which the owners very, very nearly just put on the bonfire. So we knew what it was, took the loose covers off. This is what it is. Huge amount of interest in this already. So little bit, again, all the horsehair all showing there. I mean, it's pretty bad. And we've had a few people come in and they've kind of sort of walked around it because they didn't want to sit on it. But if you don't like your furniture like that, you might like it like this. Charles Eames chair. Iconic design here. When you've got your apartment, your loft apartment, or your London flat, this is the sort of bit of furniture that you want, complete with the stool. So you've got your country house, tired, market fresh, through to your cool, clean living here. This is not an original one, but it'll still do, certainly still do a few £100, but just really what I call cool living. Again, up here, also from the same country house as the Howd & Sons settee, is this lovely Regency settee. Again, it's up here because it's all a little bit tired. Sadly, the cane worker's gone. Simulated beach, a lovely painted decoration. Again, really quite where the market is at the moment. And that'll do probably £200, £300, £400, maybe even £500. So again, ripe for restoration, and certainly, but a really good design. Then through here, we've got this wonderful ship. I mean, who wouldn't want to put a ship in their house? Again, this is quite a big boy, really, isn't it? And, you know, what my mother would call a dust trap. And there she is, the fruit girl. Thankfully they didn't put a Y on that, did they? And you've got your plimps all lying there in bits and pieces. Lovely attention to detail. A big ship like this even comes in with its sort of packing crate as well. Come up from a client in Cornwall. We do a lot of work down in Devon and Cornwall. And a ship like that, probably between £800 and £1,000. A lovely big ship. So coming through here, we've got Zanzibar chests. We've got Georgian bureau. We've got chemist drawers. We've got rugs and carpets and weather vanes, more chairs, chest of drawers. This is a nice German, an 18th century German hunting table. And you can see here, getting the bear there. Poor old bear's been given the good news by everyone, really, isn't it? And that's come from, a lovely house just the other side of Dorchester, along with the same with that big William Share picture there. And again, also from the house as well, is this wonderful, huge bronze. Take a little sticker off, that looks so nice, does it? Huge bronze here of Ulysses bending his bow, obviously on a wooden plinth, and it's sort of thing very, very decorative. And for a lovely bronze like that, you're probably looking between £1,500, maybe £2,500. But you know, you can really see him struggling to bend his bow. Over here we've got a load of books, which I'll be talking about in just a minute. So I'm going to whiz in behind the cabinet here and have a quick little chat about my bits and pieces here. So in the cabinet here, it's the small, valuable, nickable, breakable bits and pieces. And we've got here a little lot here, which most of you will, I'm sure, will recognise as being Clarice Cliff. Now, just in the way that the Beswick Rocking Horse Grey horse is damaged, we've got little bits of damage to this, but this is classic sort of Clarice Cliff. The great thing about Clarice Cliff is that usually she marked it, so you know, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to realise that it says Clarice Cliff, it's going to be by Clarice Cliff. A little mixed lot of that requiring some restoration work. You're probably looking £100, maybe £150. And this is, as I said, we've got a lovely collection of books and lovely library of books which have come in from a client down in Devon. This one is over near Exeter, and it's all to do with the basically polar exploration. Now the owner, who sadly passed away about a year ago, was an academic and spent a lot of time actually working out in the polar regions. And being frank, I've actually read some of these books whilst cataloguing them, and it's actually made me feel quite cold. We've got Shackleton, we've got Scott, we've got Amundsen, we've got Peary, Mawson, all the great explorers, and this obviously is the Shackleton. It's a 2-volume set, and it looks pretty cold and hard work out there, and what an inspirational leader Shackleton was. Excuse me, for the 2-volume set you're looking probably around about 150 to excuse me, 250 pounds. Now this is one of my favourite lots in the sale. This is the Henry Bone enamel miniature, and again very, very difficult to produce. It's on the back of it, we turn it over. I don't know if you can actually make any of that out. It's quite difficult because of the enamel decoration, but it's the late Marquis of Lansdowne. It's all inscribed on the back by Henry Bone, dated 1806, after Joshua Reynolds there. We put that on the front catalogue. It looks a lot better certainly on the front of the catalogue rather than its sort of frame here, but that'll do probably £1,000 or two, maybe even £3,000. The quality is absolutely superb. However, something which is more mass-produced, and it's a sort of thing which you certainly want to put in your bath and play with, isn't it? Well, okay, maybe I would, maybe you wouldn't. A lovely little clockwork steamer ship here, 4 funnels here, lovely lithograph decoration, and you know, a bit of a dust trap, but that's fine. A bit of a winding key at the back here. I don't think that's the original key. Lovely little sort of twin screwed. You know, the attention to detail is really good, and for a lovely little, I think it's an Arnold one, probably between £100 and £150. But perhaps one of the most bonkers lots in the sale, and the last lot I'm going to talk about, is teeth. Now, we've got here a collection of teeth. Now, should I? No, I'm not going to do that, am I? We've got here a collection of teeth. Now, we have sold teeth. Usually they come into auction because they've got quite a lot of gold on them. But we've got here a collection which I can only imagine would have been amassed by a dentist. And, oh dear, they very kindly catalogued them all here. And this is an ivory denture with ivory back teeth and human front teeth attached via pins, where the lower denture is ivory. So basically, if you were about in the 19th century and you had enough money and you wanted some dentures, then this is what you would get. And there's quite a number of them in here. I don't know if you can see these ones as well. Yeah, there we are. Kind of looks like something out of Alien, really, doesn't it? Some are ivory, and we've got various tools coming in with it. I have no idea what these tools are for, and I think it's probably like a lot of people, anytime I go to the dentist, it's usually bad news, usually due to the bill than anything else. But actually, it is quite an interesting collection of 19th century ivory, human, porcelain dentures here. So again, bit of social history there. So that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour through the auction. You can view all our lovely lots online at charterhouse-auction.com. I say the auction is coming up on Friday the 21st of October 2016, starting at 10 o'clock, and you can do live internet bidding as well via thesaleroom.com. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bit of a mad walk and a talk, especially with regards to the teeth and everything, but thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next sale.